venue, or what's the deal?
We're trying to find a suitable venue because the one we had before wasn't big enough to house.
A lot of people
are
like calling in and stuff and requesting, and it's getting bigger than they imagined. So
yeah, they're getting like 200-300 calls a day on it, so they got kind of scared. And so we're trying to find a better venue for it.
All right, well, tonight the venue is Loveline. We'll take some calls. We'll hear something off the new CD.
When it arrives.
It's not here yet.
When it arrives.
Still being pressed. Tara, you're 16.
Do they press CDs? It's back to the Phantom of the Paradise references, I think.
I don't know how they get CDs, actually. Oh, they burn them. Tara.
Yes.
You're 16. You're on with Cypress Hill.
Okay. My problem is I wrote a letter to a guy about how I wanted to perform oral sex on him about a week and a half ago.
Let me stop you there. You wrote a letter to a guy?
Yeah.
It's a friend of yours?
Yes.
Boyfriend?
No.
What prompted you to write that letter?
Huh?
What prompted you to write that letter?
Oh, a lot of stuff.
Like what?
I want him. He's gorgeous. I just want him.
Okay, so there's just a guy. This is your idea of how to establish a relationship with this guy.
Yes.
You know, let me tell you, that is the most different thing I've ever heard for a woman to express herself to a guy that she...
But you know what? It makes sense to me the way...
It would work, too, as a woman.
I mean,
think of it this way. If you're a guy and you see some really hot chick and you decide to write a letter about going down on her, she's going to call the cops.
Yeah.
But if you're a chick and you write that letter to a guy, there's a good 85% chance he's going for it.
He's going for it, but she'll never get what she wants out of that relationship. She's
the respect, definitely.
She wants a relationship, and she's going to get sex for that moment, and he's going to be on to the next thing.
Well, you know what? Hey, let me ask you something. Do you want him just for sex, or do you want a relationship?
Sex.
Tara. Wait. I don't believe it.
Drew doesn't believe it.
I don't believe it.
And here's the thing. If you do write that letter, write it out freehand. Don't make it look like it's been Xeroxed off, because that can scare a guy when you just sign your name at the bottom.
Maybe she cares a little too
much.
much.
Your form letter that you send out to the guys you're attracted to?
Yeah, like you're putting them on every windshield of every car in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's scary.
Tara, what's that all about?
Huh?
You don't want a relationship with a guy?
Well, I mean, I kind of do, but then I don't because he's a player.
Okay.
So she just wants,
Are you a player too?
Am I?
Yeah.
I guess you could say that.
Well, let's put it this way. Was your dad a player?
No, I don't know my dad.
Yeah.
What do you want? Maybe he was.
Let's bet he was.
Tara.
Tara.
How old is the guy?
He's 16.
And
how old are you?
16.
She's 16.
Imagine being a player at 16. I mean, you barely got your driver's license.
I heard Bobo was a pimp at 13.
Hey, well, you know, things happen sometimes, What can you do, When you got it, you got it. Right?
I got to tell you, Bobo, and don't take this the wrong way, but I wish I was black so I could answer a question like that, because as a white guy, you can't answer a question like that. Watch, Drew, ask me if I was a pimp at 13.
I heard you were a pimp at 13, Al.
Well, you know what it's like. When you got to, you got to, and when it's there, it's there. Yeah. Now, see, you'd say, what the F are you talking about? Were you a pimp or weren't you a pimp? But for Bobo, it works. You go, oh, okay, man. I see.
All right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. See that? Tara.
Okay, can I finish my question now?
Yeah.
Okay, and then today he comes up to me and he says about that letter, why don't you do it? And his friends are around, and I'm like, no, and this is at a park. And then he, drags me in the public bathroom and tells me to do it, and I was like, no, not like this, but I still want to. But
do you understand that how he's treating you like a piece of crap?
Well, he just got the letter.
I understand, but that letter telegraphs to him that that's how you want to be treated. If that's what you want out of your relationship, Tara, you're for a world of hurt the rest of your life. This is not the way to conduct yourself interpersonally. It's just not. Mm-hmm. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to get guys. It's not going to make you satisfied.
Out of it. What's wrong with it?
Then why didn't you do it?
Why did I?
Why didn't you do it right then?
Because his friends were around.
How much pleasure would you have gotten out of that?
If his friends weren't around?
You would have walked away from that feeling like crap. Go ahead.
You would have walked away with bad breath, a need for a napkin, and a Sprite.
Yeah.
Take that.
And that's it.
Image is nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Drew, I hate to agree with Drew, but I think we all agree with
I think we
Tara,
agree with
Drew on this one.
When a guy sees a letter like that, the automatic thing he thinks is, okay, this is going to be easy, no effort, I don't have to talk to her, I don't have to do nothing, let's just go handle it.
Well, the guy got the letter and he was at a park and he went, let's just go in the bathroom. I mean, he just dragged her by her ear into the bathroom. Yeah, all right.
Oh, no.
All right. But see, this is what happens when dads aren't around.
Yeah.
The little girls, they go south.
Yeah.
Believe me, they start writing letters this way. Scott.
Yes. Okay.
You're 19. You're on with Cypress Hill.
I just want to say what's up to Cypress Hill. I think you guys make fat music.
Thank you very much.
And I also want to say to Dr. Drew and Adam, you guys do a sick show.
Thanks.
And I get on my question. I met this girl 2 months ago.
That's good.
This guy is an asshole.
Why?
What?
Who?
Hey.
What are you listening to, Scott?
What?
What are you listening to?
You guys talk.
No, we just said, was that good or not? That's all we said.
Oh, no, all I heard was, something about an asshole.
Oh, yeah, I heard something in the background,
that's what
too.
I heard.
That wasn't... Did you play that, Mike? Oh, we didn't hear it in our headphones here.
Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. Well, anyways, I met my girlfriend about 2 months ago. She's a real attractive girl. She's a model. She's smart. She sort of has an air of mystery to her, and she has stoic emotions, which are hard to read into. And last week, she met this guy in her Friday modeling class, and this guy wants to get together with her. And basically, he told me that he asked her if she had a boyfriend, and she said that she was sort of with someone. And that sort of kind of bothered me. So I confronted her about it, and she acted real nonchalant, she wasn't sure what the problem was. And so I told her that on Friday night I was going to be going out with my buddy. And we went out, and I told her to page me on Friday night or give me a call about Saturday. And she didn't do that on Friday night or all day Saturday, and so I was kind of wondering what the deal was. And so I called her on Saturday, and she said that she was going to be going out with her girlfriends. And I sort of chewed her out about that. I was real unhappy that she hadn't, given me a call or page. And, she said, well, she was sorry, and that was it. And so she was going to page me on Sunday, and she did that. And then when I talked to her, she had, a complete another agenda is sort of what it sounded like.
You know what? Hey, can I just, cut through all this stuff and just tell them,
go ahead.
Forget about this chick.
Maintain your dignity.
Maintain your dignity.
You're about to lose it.
Hey, I went through it before when I was, how old are you?
19.
Yeah, see, about the same age. I think we all go through that at least once or twice.
Yeah, I hate swallowing my pride. That's what it feels like.
You got to just pick up the pieces and find something else, man, because she's just giving you the runaround now.
Think how to drop her then.
It's only going to
I think she's already dropped you.
Yeah.
Well, she has.
She just hasn't said the words.
Right.
She's not worried about you.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
She went to a modeling class?
Yeah, she has a modeling class.
Or they learn to do heroin there?
No, they learn to all right,
everybody, and vomit. All right, Tammy, a little deeper with the finger. Thank you.
This is X-Lax.
They do runway walking, and they learn how to take certain pictures or whatever. I don't really know about it, but
I don't think she's a real model. She's going to modeling school.
No, she's not. She's just getting started. She's just getting gigs.
She's training to be a model.
Yeah, that's about it. Right there.
But she's in the whole scene and interacting with guys there and starting to look around.
I asked her what she was doing on Monday, and she's like, "Well, I'm going out with my 2 girlfriends."
Yeah.
And then she sort of gave me her agenda for the rest of the week, and I was like, "All right, well, I won't ask you out the rest of the week." And then I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
You shouldn't ask her out the rest of your life now.
Yeah, she's not worried about you. Just move on.
Well, it's a catch. Here's the deal. You're good no matter how it goes, because you got one shot with a chick like this, and that's to back off and ignore a little bit. So if you back off and ignore, maybe she comes back. And if you back off and ignore and she doesn't come back, then it doesn't matter. At least you have some dignity.
But the only ultimately, if he really wants this one back, it will be because he's successful and happy, and then you won't want her anymore.
Right. I don't trust the chicks at modeling school.
Yeah.
To me, you know what modeling school is made of? Chicks that aren't quite good enough looking to be a model, but have the attitude of a model, so they're going to modeling school.
I'll just tell the guy like this. Once that model dude, if he gets anywhere with her and he has his play and that's it, and he starts ignoring her, she'll probably come running back to you. Now, up to that point, you got to be strong and say, well, look, you hurt me before, I ain't even going to go there with you. But if you go back to her,
Yeah.
You don't want to make the same mistake twice, in other words.
Find a chick who's going to bartending school.
Yeah.
Now, that's something you can use. Nikki.
Hey.
What's going on? Do they still have bartending schools?
Oh.
When I was a kid, I used to watch commercials for the Jack Tiano School of Bartending. I was like 11 going, yeah, it seems like a decent gig. Nikki.
What's going on?
You're 24. You're on with Cypress Hill.
First of all, I just want to say that probably about 4.5, 5 years ago, I kind of hung out with Cypress Hill at this place called the Players Club.
What?
And we kind of hung out, and they were really cool, and I just want to let them know that.
Oh, thank you.
And,
Probably too high to remember that. But
one of them ended up hooking up with my friends because, you know, I wasn't looking that hot, but now I look good, so it's all gravy, baby.
You know, at least she's being honest right there.
Anyways, my question is for Dr. Drew. I'm 24, and I have really large breasts. They are a 34 double F.
Wow.
You guys must have been stoned. Not to grab onto that.
I don't know how I don't remember that.
I'm telling you, I was just like, I was one of those girls that was pretty calm and, you know, not too
wild.
You know, I hate to be too
double F.
misogynistic, but what we need is a number designation for the ass, too.
Yeah.
Which
my
should
ass
come.
was good. Like I said, it's all gravy.
Okay.
But,
you need just a ratio.
How big is your butt?
A ratio.
It's nice. It's not big. It's not small. It's just right.
All right.
But
2/1, 2/2, 2/3.
Yeah, well, I just want a number like you.
On a scale from 1 to 10?
No, hold on.
You do.
All guys know when they're dealing with a bra, they know a C cup, they know a D cup. But the ass is up to the guy who describes it.
I think it's been neglected.
And a guy who likes a big ass will say, she's got a beautiful ass, man.
But
And a guy who likes a bony ass will say, she's got a bone. She won't say bony ass, he'll say she's got a beautiful ass. But if there was a number that you could designate to the ass and then you could decide on your own, we got to work that out,
It definitely
Drew.
needs to be like a 0 to 10, you know.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
No ass is no ass.
I mean, to me, I've always been an ass man myself because you can always fix the breast if need be.
I comment on
That's
that.
Drew's motto. Nikki?
Yeah.
All right, so you got the big bust and the small to
No,
medium
I
ass.
didn't say nothing about my... Did you say bust or
Yes,
butt? Okay.
bust, yes.
All right, so anyways, my breasts are 34 double F. And I looked into breast reduction, but there's a lot of cutting up and things like that they do to it. And I want to know if there's some kind of new technology or something that can...
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, they can do liposuction.
Well, there's this thing Bobo does with a straw.
Yeah, they're not going to throw them in the dryer, Nikki. I mean, they got to get the knife out.
Yeah,
they want to
shrink.
That inverted T.
Well, don't they have, like, laser surgery now that might...
Listen, no.
And by the way, the laser's done more to confuse the public than any other medical breakthrough. It sounds so great. Just use the laser. We'll get the laser out.
We could call OB1 and he could slice her up with a
laser. All lasers. Lasers are instruments that cut.
Exactly.
It's a laser knife.
And they hurt.
It's a knife. It's just a laser knife. And sometimes they can be used sort of inside and manipulated and stuff, but it's a knife. And it's a knife. So
it's ultimately up to you whether you want to go through that.
Right.
What do you want to move down to?
Well, I probably want to get to like a D. Because a D is pretty nice, and you know, it's up there. So I don't want to be part of the itty bitty committee, but
are you starting to have
away from that
physical problems, your neck and back?
No. Only problems that I have are staring problems with people just looking at me, going, you know.
That's the only reason you want to reduce. Is that the only reason you want to reduce?
Yeah, I don't. You know, I don't.
Why do you care what anybody thinks?
I don't have any back problems or neck problems, and you know, and I don't want people to think that I got ahead in this world because of my breasts. Because I do have, you know, I have a nice body, I'm pretty, and I got brains, you know.
Yeah, but you shouldn't care what anybody thinks. Just do what you do.
Especially when it happens to me, like, on a daily basis.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No boyfriend.
What's with these guys? What country do you live in?
Well, you know what? I actually went out with some of my friends the other night, and we saw some guy friends, and we saw this dude checking me out. So he goes, hey, go up to that guy. And I go, what? If he wants to hook up, he'll come to me. So they go, you don't understand. Guys don't go up to girls like you. And I go, why not? And they said, they just don't. So...
they do when they're drunk. you can't go to church with that body and expect guys to come up to you. All right, listen, there's a piece missing from this puzzle. And because when you have a tight ass and a double F breast and you describe yourself as very good looking and you're smart and you're 24 and guys just won't approach you, there's a piece of the puzzle missing here. But be that as it may, if she wants to get the reduction, then get it. On the other hand, if it's not causing any physical problems and it's just guys turning their head, I mean, a lot of women spend a lot of money getting people to turn their head. LA's
This is true.
People spend $80,000 on a car to get people to turn their head. They spend $2 million on a house to get people to turn their head. It's all about trying to get someone to turn their head.
The attention thing. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got what women pay thousands of dollars to get. You know, you got it naturally.
She wants to pay thousands to have it undone.
Oh,
wow.
But most women are very satisfied when they get those reductions done. So,
Susan,
Okay.
you're 17.
Yes.
What's
okay.
going on?
I want to say hi to Cypress Hill.
Hello.
And they should know that their song Insane in the Membrane is still at the top of the list.
Oh, thank you.
They still play it on the radio. Okay. There's this guy that I kind of started talking to like 3 weeks ago, and well, he works with me and stuff like that. You know, he's real nice, and I mean, I'm real nice too. He has a nice personality, and he's good looking to me. You know, he might not be good looking to my friends and stuff like that, but I mean, we've been talking like for a while already, and it's like he doesn't ask me out.
Where do you work with him?
What work do I work at?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
She's a dancer.
No, well,
what kind of place?
Shakey's.
no. We work at Burger King.
Oh,
no
how
bad.
cute.
That's nice.
High school love.
All right, but if you're there for another 6 months, you kill yourself, right?
No.
Are you managing the place or something?
No, I work there.
Is he?
Yeah, he works there too.
He's not the manager.
We're at the same position.
And is he the kind of guy that you think would normally ask a guy out, or does he just not have any experience doing that kind of thing?
That would ask me out? Well, I don't know.
No, I mean, is he date girls?
shy?
Is he shy? Has he ever had experience dating girls?
Well, see, I told one of his friends at school like 3 weeks ago when we started talking. I go, yeah, well, at work had seen her, and I go, yeah, does that guy Jose like talk to anybody? And she's like, she's like, no, and I'm like, oh, well, you know, well, she's like, why you want to hook up? And I was like, well, it's all right, you know. So and like,
that's where you screwed up right there.
No, but then later on, I went like a week after that. I told her, yeah, you remember how you had mentioned to me that you would, you know, will get us to talk? She was like, yeah, we'll do it. I go, I want to talk to him. So like, she went up to him the next day at school, and she told him that, you know, I wanted to talk to him. And he was like, well, yeah, he's like, I want to talk to her too, you know.
Yeah, so you look now do the next phase, which is get the word out that you want him to ask you out.
Yeah, well, he thought I was pretty and stuff like that.
All right, look,
you know?
just do that.
He said, who did he tell you're pretty? How do you know he thinks you're pretty?
Because he told that girl.
No,
all right,
it's all fine. Just send the word out that he's got to get off his butt a little bit.
Right.
All right, or else you ask him out. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, maybe he don't know how.
You ask him out, Susan. What's wrong with that?
It's the 90s.
You're working at the home of the Whopper. You should really get on that.
Ask him out, Susan. That's the thing to do.
Really, Drew?
Start right now. Why not?
I don't know.
You don't think guys would be pleased by that?
Yeah, it's just guys are... This guy sounds kind of nervous. I mean, to have this theory that either the guy is nervous and doesn't want to go out with girls, or he doesn't like her.
No, at that age, though, it's nervous and hasn't yet figured out how to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
Think
all
about
right.
it.
He might let it slip through his fingers. She might get tired of waiting.
He's a little old for that, but
His
that would still
approach
happen
may
at
not be
17.
right,
Oh.
you know.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask of a 17-year-old chick to ask a guy out at work, though. Because, you know, if someone at work dumps you, you got to see him at work.
Well, no,
continue to see him.
As fast as a lot of these kids are these days, that's not too surprising.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And it's one of these jobs. It's not really a job. It's one of those jobs you're supposed to.
He's not the
you're supposed to
manager.
quit.
They're the same
Summer
level.
things.
They're both in school together. It's
Right.
good.
Okay. Drew?
Yeah.
We'll sell one more call, and then we'll go to break. Sarah,
Yeah.
you're 18.
Yes.
What's happening?
Hello.
Hey.
I don't know where to start. I've been a long-time listener. This is my first time calling.
State it in a sentence, and we're going to go to break.
Okay. I'm engaged to be married, but his family can't stand me, and I can't stand them.
All right.
That's good.
All right.
All right. Is it a religious thing or ethnic thing?
I think it's both.
Okay, good. That's even better. Hold on a second, because I think we got one of everything in here.
Yeah.
Drew, you got some Jew in you, right?
I got a
Be
little bit
real.
of everything.
God knows what's going on with you.
God knows.
I have to take Be Real to the vet to figure out what he is.
DNA samples.
Bobo, I know he's like 1/3 Cherokee over there.
Yeah, I'm mixed up over there.
Gloss,
Tribal.
what are you? You Mexican?
South America from Chile.
From Chile. All right. And I'm full-blooded Hawaiian, so...
There you go.
No. I got some Italian and some Mick in me. So I think between... And we probably got some Catholics and some atheists, and we could work the whole thing out.
Yes, we do.
Good. All right, then. We'll do it after this.
Oh, yeah. Everybody now.
Loveline will be right back.
Alrighty.
Down.
What's that?
That's why I had it down, so it wouldn't come up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's too low when it's down. Now, don't lean back.
Thank God we have a couple days off these days. But, so we're not with each other continuously.
All right, just be quiet. Cypress Hill is here tonight. Be real, Bobo.
Yes.
And Gloss are all here. Gloss is not from... Gloss, what do you do?
What do you do?
I work in movie production.
Oh, you're just hanging with Cypress Hill.
Oh, that's right. You know how we do it.
All right. You probably know more about the band than they do anyway.
But of course.
Drew, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
Yes.
You're 18.
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm engaged to a guy who's in the military, so right now he's kind of far away.
Where is he?
In San Diego.
And where are you?
I'm in Middle California. I really don't want to give my whereabouts because I think his sister might be listening.
How do you guys know each other?
Huh?
How do you guys know each other?
We met at a billiards.
And why does his family hate you?
I don't know.
Well, you said there was something religious and ethnic and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I am the first Hispanic that he's brought home, but I'm not full Hispanic.
What is he?
He's pure white.
Whatever that is.
Huh?
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Mostly Irish.
Okay.
But thing is, it's funny as I have Irish in me, too.
All right.
I'm behind 57, we'll just put it that way.
All right.
Religious beliefs is I'm in between Catholic and Christian, and they they only believe in the First Testament.
That makes them what?
I don't know. They're not Jewish or Mormon, I know that.
Is the First Testament the Old Testament? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the Old Testament.
Yeah, but between Catholic and Christian, I mean, that's not much, is it?
I don't know.
There.
But it's another thing is they're very controlling over him.
You both take Christmas off, right?
He doesn't believe in Christmas.
How long have you guys known each other?
Since February.
And why the rush to marriage?
Because, I'm not really in the rush anymore.
Good.
Why doesn't he believe in Christmas? He doesn't believe in Santa?
He's Jewish.
Maybe he's a cheap bastard.
It's paganistic.
It's paganistic.
Yes, and I said, no, it's commercial.
Jehovah's Witnesses?
He's in the military, though, right?
The reason he
What
went
about
in...
killing foreigners?
He sounds screwed up.
Maybe maybe his parents are religious fanatics.
No. No, very not.
Not yours, his.
No.
No?
No.
All right,
His
so...
wife was sitting there quoting the Bible, and she
Who's quoting the Bible?
I was.
You were?
Yes.
Why were you?
Because she was sitting there saying stuff, and I was like, sorry, Jesus Christ did not believe in that, or, this was in Genesis.
Oh, there's nothing worse than those hypothetical arguments over Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Where they go, Jesus Christ said an eye for an eye. Jesus said turn the other cheek. Well, Jesus, when he was talking to a ham, and it's like, would you everyone just shut up for a second? Christ is spinning around on his cross hearing this kind of talk. I was going to say in his grave, but I guess he's not really in his grave. Wherever Christ is, he's spinning around listening to all you idiots argue over him. Could you imagine listening to people? What if it was Drew instead of Christ? Drew says to turn the other cheek.
That is my hell. If I go to hell, that's what's going to happen. People are going to misquote me every turn.
Drew said that a little Coke was good for you.
I read it. I was in New York Times Magazine today, and I was quoted as saying something that I didn't say, of course. I'm in pain. My breast hurts. I said that. They could have quoted that, but that's not what showed up in the New York Times.
All right, so, Sarah, the guy's in the military. His parents are a little bit suspect. He's thumping the Bible a little too hard. You're 18. It just doesn't sound like a match made in heaven, pardon the pun.
Don't tell me that.
You guys may want to give it a little while before you think about tying the knot.
And I am, but it's just his family has got so much control, and that's what I'm having. That's where there's a problem.
Control over who?
How
you?
old is this guy?
They have control over him.
How old
He's
is
Over
23.
him? How old is he?
23.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
Oh.
Are you even 18?
Me, yes. I'm full-fledged 18.
All right. Card carrying 18.
Full-fledged.
Yeah.
You think maybe it's because they think you're too young for him or something?
No, it's because they didn't pick me out for him.
Aha.
All right, get out. This is a mess. You should be married at 18. It's too young.
The family's a mess. He's a mess. Why don't you get out of there
You
and
don't
just
wanna
find
be a
yourself a
mess.
nice guy?
You got too much ahead of you. You don't
I
even
mean,
know it.
and why, by the way, we talk to people all night long. They go, he beats me. He criticizes me. He put his foot in my cat's ass the other day. Well, why don't you dump him? I can't. I love him. How do people get to love people that are such a-holes?
That's what I want to know.
You know what's funny is when they do move on to the other guy, let's say, they meet somebody else somewhere down the line, they treat the other guy real funny, and they don't get used to another guy like giving them love and everything. They're used to that abusive.
That's right. And they seek
Holding
that out
on to the last one.
That's what their dads did to them, and then they go out and seek that out in the first place. And I was reading something this weekend. We were always trying to figure out why people get stuck in these acting out mechanisms where they have to find the abusive guys.
Right.
And this theory was suggesting that this is all a way of trying to control death and resurrection. That is a very primitive instinct that's way beyond pleasure and pain. It's about actually trying to control feelings of total annihilation.
What's the resurrection part?
The having sex with the person.
You sure didn't say death and his erection?
It's the same idea. Well, his erection.
Or maybe the guy's name was Red.
His erection is what creates the resurrection. is having that and controlling that, and then of course the abuse comes in again. And
So it makes you feel like it's normal. That's
well,
what it is.
what Drew's referring to is we talk to people night after night. Their dad beat the crap out of them their whole life, and then they marry a guy who beats the crap out of them. Why do they?
They just follow that pattern exactly.
Yeah, but why? What good is that? You know what I mean? You know firsthand what it's like.
I'll tell you what. I heard this one time from somebody. They said their father was talking to him, and they always had a rocky relationship. And the father finally the son told the father, he says, well, I'm your youngest son. Why did you always treat me, worse than all the others? I never did anything. And he says, well, I come from a tough love background. Nobody ever showed me love, and this is how I was.
By the way, tough love is not showing love.
No, exactly. But he was saying this is the way he learned, so he didn't
course.
really know what real love was.
Right, isn't that how to do it? That's right.
Yeah, he couldn't express it correctly.
We want to have all the parents incarcerated.
Yeah,
that creates these people.
I'm actually just going to start a big island for him. Who am I going to?
What's it going to be called?
Well,
we touch on. You had somebody that you were going to pick.
I was going to take all the kids and bring them on to Big Island and have Bill Cosby and Felicia Rashad be like their parents.
Yeah, they'll straighten
You
them
said you
out,
want
right?
Tatiana Ali's parents, maybe?
No. Somebody John Tesh. John Tesh was going to be the dad of the other kids.
Oh, you're good. You're trying to hurt him, Adam. You're really trying to hurt him.
You ain't nothing nice.
All right, Drew, did you pick a call? What are you thinking about over there? I punched it?
What are you thinking about?
All right. Drew, you know my history.
I do.
Phil.
Yeah.
You're 23.
Yeah, right on, dude. A buddy of mine told me that you can get Alzheimer's smoking out of aluminum cans, like out of a beer can or something like that. And I've been doing it since about 11 years, 12 years old. I was wondering if that's any, fact or not.
Yeah, what about people think that, or they had linked Alzheimer's disease with contact with aluminum products?
That's right. And so that's where this theory came from. I don't really believe that there's any reality to this.
Well, people have been drinking out of aluminum cans and eating out of aluminum foil for 40 years.
People with end-stage kidney disease get fantastically elevated blood levels of aluminum, and they don't get Alzheimer's any quicker than anybody else. However...
But I just figured smoking out of the can,
No. Yeah. However, there are other brain-damaging issues that you may be coming in contact with. So if you were to develop some brain dysfunction, it would not be from the aluminum can.
Hey, what about, Phil?
It would be from the drugs you're smoking.
What kind of cans do you go with usually?
Well, usually I always have glass, but, glass breaks, but I've always had, High Life, beer cans, stuff like that.
So you take, a Miller can, you put a dent in it, right?
Yeah, good Budweiser.
Can I interject here?
Right.
Yeah, but
can I interject right
Yeah.
Go to a head shop and buy a pipe for crying out loud.
Oh, dude, I've had plenty don't eat glass. It's just, you can't smoke around hillbillies. They break them.
And let me point something else out here. Just how amazing the human mind is. The call is, can I get Alzheimer's from aluminum with a can? No, absolutely not. Oh, good. Right. But you certainly might get it from the damaging effects of the chemicals. Oh, all right. Yeah. So anyway, how do I smoke this stuff? I mean, it is completely. As long as I'm not getting it from the aluminum, I don't care. As long as if I'm going to get damage from the drugs, it's worth it. That is insane.
True. Well, the great thing about guys who smoke a lot of weed is they have a high tolerance for repetition. Like, for instance, my buddy had a pipe that was round, and it wouldn't sit up. Meaning, you'd have to lean it against something. If it was like a bicycle with no kickstand, it would just fall over because it was a round tube. So every time we smoked out of it, he had to lean it against something. And every time I saw the guy, the thing was falling over, and whatever pot was in it was on fire and on the carpet or wherever it had fallen off to. The guy would never break down and get a pipe. And the bongs, I don't know why they do this with bongs, but bongs are always about inch and a half, 2 inches wide, and they're about 40 stories high, and they got a base on them the size of a coaster. And they hold 40 gallons now, and they go toppling over every time. Someone's got to make a bong with like a beanbag chair on the base of it.
Something like that.
That you could never, like a Weeble, that you could never, ever tip over.
They exist.
Oh, they do?
I've seen them. They're getting smart now.
I got to get by the head shop.
Yeah.
Caught up. You know what worries me, Drew? On these cans, you're smoking the paint or whatever kind of chemical they use to put the insignia or the coloring on the side of the can.
Right. I never liked that method.
I don't know.
Never.
I mean, we certainly see lots of problems with people smoking certain chemicals, but we don't tend to see any long-term effects of that.
Yeah, but that couldn't have been around. People couldn't have been doing this for more than 15 years.
That's the point.
You don't know what the hell that's going to happen 20 years from now.
Absolutely.
All right, let's just sell this one and we'll go into break.
No, this isn't a good one to sell.
Oh, it isn't?
No, it's just one I want. These two I just want to get.
Okay. Well, give me a good one that goes into break then.
Just touch it.
Okay. Mike.
Yes.
24.
Right.
How long does the grieving process take, having anger problems?
Yeah.
What the hell kind of calls that to go into break
All
with?
3 of the 4 have already done.
I was stationed over in Japan. I'm in the Marine Corps, and I had 7 days left until I was about to PCS and come back home. And I got a letter, we call them emergency mails, and my mom had committed suicide.
Ooh, okay, that's heavy. Hold on, we're going to go to break, Mike.
Right.
All right, we'll go to break, and we'll get back with Mike and his mom in Cypress Hill after this.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
What's cracking, y'all? This Dub C for the West Side Connect Gang. Y'all know there's still West Side on mine, chilling on the Love Line. Y'all know what time it is. Dub C, the Shetty's one. Panking that pistola, chilling with my homeboy Ace Rockola. Fool, I thought you knew. Chilling with my homeboy Dr. Drew, the Shetty's one. Listen to this. Turn it up, that's Rihanna.
Ah, the Dub C. I gave Dub C's CD to a friend of mine, and he thought a CD player was broken. He thought I was playing it backwards. There he goes. My friend goes, hey, the CD's real good, except for every once in a while my CD player would freak out and start playing it backwards. I said, no, that's how he talks, you idiot.
Oh, that's a good trick, though, to play on somebody.
Cypress Hill is here. Right. We're just talking about the Civil War and getting your leg cut off with no anesthetic.
Oh, yeah. Big balls for doing what they did.
Big balloons.
Lining up and just having guys shooting cannons filled with rusty nails at
No strategy, let's just go at it.
And
no game plan.
No penicillin, no anesthetic, no nothing. No gloves, no hot water.
That was rough.
Hold this and tie this.
The mortality rate from abdominal wounds in the Civil War was 98% without surgery and 100% with surgery.
So it's just better off just hoping that God clots you or spits out whatever's in you.
Yeah.
Take me now
Take a drink.
forever leave me
Take a couple
broke.
of drinks and have a good day.
Oh, Mike.
Good old moonshine.
Yeah. All right, so Mike's 24. You were in Japan with the service, and you're about to go home. and you get this telegram saying that your mom killed herself.
Right. My sister had called the Red Cross handles all that stuff.
No history of depression for your mom?
Yeah. Well, serious depression.
Long-standing.
But I mean, not the type of thing where you'd expect a phone call, someone telling you that your mom had killed herself.
Of course. When did this happen?
January 17th.
How you been doing?
Pretty lousy, actually. I'm still in the service, and I'm in the Marine Corps, and we kind of have an attitude, regardless, of physical pain, that when it happens, you suck it up. You keep going. You try not to let it bother you. You deal with your personal life on your off time. And that just hasn't been working. It's kind of hard to do damage assessment when you feel like you've got an atomic bomb that just blew up inside your head.
Have you ever been depressed yourself before
Me?
this?
No.
No. Anybody in your family otherwise get depressed?
No, my mom was pretty much about the only case.
Was she just unipolar depression, or was she manic depressive, bipolar?
Was it the doc had told me before that she was narcissistic?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
She was abused when she was a child or something?
No, well, in an odd kind of way. She was told things would work out really well for her if, kind of fairy tale type of things. And I don't think she ever dealt with reality.
There's a lot more than that going on.
Well, let me ask you a hard question, Mike.
Sure.
It sounds like your mom may have not been the greatest mother to you growing up because of all her problems. Do you have some feelings? I mean, even though you're sad and remorseful in a way, do you have some feelings of anger toward her too?
That's the killer part. As far as anger goes, this stuff is coming out. It's seeping out of the woodwork.
Is it directed anywhere?
No, and that's the frustrating part. We're skylined up in D.C. You don't go act out. We PT, we run, we do whatever. But as far as all this anger that just kind of comes out of nowhere, I've got no real place to direct it, and I'm not really that angry with her. Or if I am, then I'm having a hard time admitting it.
I think maybe you. I think he would. I would think he would be.
Yeah, but here's the deal. He probably has been taking care of her his whole life.
No, actually, it was kind of the other way around. She was my protector ever since I was a kid.
It's the grieving process that's, I think, messing with him.
But I mean, I don't want to make a joke here, but you're a Marine.
Right.
I mean, you're running 6 miles in boots every day. You're firing a gun in the afternoon. If you can't work out the anger there, I mean, at least physically, I don't know what other. I mean, if you're an accountant, you'd kill everyone in the office.
But the deal is that whatever the context that relationship took hold, it was he was a narcissistic extension of her, and with
That's true.
And with her not being around, it really cuts him off. And she never gave him the opportunity to develop the skills he needs to manage a separate sense of himself.
Do they have any? Can you get any counseling?
Yeah, that's the
military?
thing. I mean, don't they have mental health?
I'm taking care of my end. I'm in it's kind of strange to say it, but I'm in a group therapy. Talking with some other guys. It's an all-male group.
Right.
And I'm on Wellbutrin, which makes you still deployable because it's not that much of a controlled substance.
All right, so Mike, so you're in care. If grieving goes more than 6 months, that's the time to look into it. I mean, normally people would grieve and feel lousy for 6 months, but it goes beyond that.
Well, it's been over 6 months.
That's the point, and that's why he's getting treatment.
There's not really a time limit, sometimes on the grieving process.
Well, clinically, I agree with you. There isn't in reality. I mean, clinically, they sort of arbitrarily call it 6 months.
Well, you can still be miserable 6 months, but you can't be suicidal or you can't be acting
dysfunctional.
Right.
Right. I mean, there's no question that people have bad feelings that go on maybe forever, but to have trouble functioning 8 months out, that's something.
Well, the thing that's a bitch about people that kill themselves, especially parents, is if the parent killed themselves, it's usually because they got a long history of depression and a bunch of other stuff. And if they got a long history of it, and you're 22, 23, that means they were that way when you were a kid. And that means you were raised by somebody who wasn't doing the greatest job with you because they were depressed, because they had a lot of their own issues. So then they kill themselves, and you feel real bad that they killed themselves, and you feel guilty for being angry at them because they had a miserable life and they killed themselves. But there's got to be some anger there. Anyway.
Eventually, but a lot of the anger is not so much about them killing themselves, but about not ever having been given an opportunity to develop themselves, separate from the parent.
Right.
That's where a lot of the rage comes from.
All right. No, I don't mean angry at killing themselves. I mean unfinished business, and then they kill themselves in a way. Right. And now you have to feel sorry for them.
They didn't get a chance to make amends.
Right.
It never would have happened with that person anyway, with her narcissism and stuff. So it's all It's the same stuff.
When somebody you have anger for dies, whether they kill themselves or not, it's a bitch because you feel bad for having anger towards somebody who's dead.
So it's guilt also.
Right. Kristen.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, you're 19.
Yes, I am. I want to go to Cypress Hill.
Hello.
Hi,
What up,
Adam,
Bruce?
you bring humor to my work, please.
Oh, thank you. You know what I like best about my job is when drunk people corner me and Drew and explain to us what our roles are. They go, oh man, you guys, man, I watch you guys, and the thing I like is you. And they point at me. You're funny, man. I mean, you're the funny one. And you're like, I gotta get some medical advice going here. And then you're like, well, screw the medical advice. And that's what I like. And I always go, oh, Drew, hey, she's... Yeah, I think that's
on point.
But then we listen to that for 30 minutes and go, I gotta go to the bathroom. Because you do.
Right.
And then what do they do?
All right, Your Highness. Go to your golden toilet and leave us little people behind, your big celebrity shit. I've been talking to you for 45 minutes, honey. I got to take a leak. Oh, no. You run off with your celebrity friends and do your cocaine in the bathroom. That's little people that sit out by the bar. The little people that made you what you are, man.
Today.
Like, honey, I've been talking to you about your dad's dairy farm for 45 minutes now, and I got to piss.
There's no
wait a
talking
minute.
out of it.
Wait a minute. Where's our last call there? Kristen.
Yeah.
You're 19, so...
My question is for Dr. Drew,
Yeah.
and I was just wondering if you've heard anything called fetal alcohol effect,
Yeah.
and what can come about it. Because my
Well,
mom drank when she was pregnant with me, and I was told she really freaked out and stuff about it. But I saw a counselor last year, and they said, well, probably because you get really pissed off about little things, and sometimes in group conversation with a group of friends.
Yeah.
How much drinking did your mom do while she was with you?
Well, I don't know. They said just mild here and there.
Did you have difficulty functioning at school when you were growing up?
Well, I did pretty good in school. Well, I didn't talk till I was 4.
All right.
I was told. In high school, I almost dropped out and just...
Yeah, but when you were...
Could you concentrate?
Yeah, I did.
In grade school, though?
In grade school, I had speech problems when I was kindergarten.
All right, so fetal alcohol syndrome is a broad spectrum of a syndrome in which there are varying degrees of developmental delay, difficulty functioning at school, social developmental problems. In severe cases, there are actually physical features that are characteristic of fetal alcohol syndrome.
Children born with lampshades on their heads,
but,
like that.
But you may have had something like that, but it also sounds like Mom was pretty unstable generally.
Yeah, they said because she died when I was 3. She died of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, so Kristen, being a young child in that environment is enough to give you the sorts of delays and behavioral
Dying of
problems.
Alcohol poisoning when you're not in a frat is some pretty spirited drinking.
She must have been in her 40s, too.
To
30s.
drink without, when you got 18 guys yelling chug, that's one thing. But when you're just sort of on your own, I mean, that's 40 years old.
It's difficult to sort out, Kristen, what is what.
You don't drink, do you?
Well, I did, for a little bit, but it's just something that I can't handle. I already...
Now what drug are you doing?
Now, though, right?
I've never used any drugs at all in my life.
Don't do it.
No, I don't. I
Don't
can't
do it.
stand that stuff. So, I mean, it's cool to people. I respect the people who do it. I just cannot do it because of...
Don't do it.
Don't go that route.
Because I'm going into military, and they're no.
It's a big military night.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen.
Okay.
Hey, let me ask you something about your mom. She was you were 3. She died of alcohol poisoning. Does that mean she just drank herself to death on one occasion?
Well, yeah, what we saw the police, my grandparents showed me the police report, and what it was she had taken about 6 to 10 shots of some drink, and what happened was she passed out, threw up, and then choked on
Aspirated, yeah. Aspiration pneumonia is the way people die of alcoholism at that stage of the game.
Pneumonia? You mean you don't just choke on your vomit?
And stop breathing? Not typically. They get pneumonias. They can't get up. They're so weak. They get septic. I mean, I've put together a couple people.
Pneumonia is when you get fluid in your lung?
Infection in the lung. And the material that comes out of your mouth and your stomach gets way in there, and it causes a rapid and overwhelming.
Especially when it's Jägermeister and nachos. You know, I mean, that'll kill you if it gets in your lungs.
It causes a tremendous pneumonia, and the infection breaks into the bloodstream. They go into shock, and then off they go.
And all that's done in what period of time?
A few hours. It can get
really?
Even if minutes sometimes, depending on how impaired they are immunologically. But usually
rock
a few hours.
stars died from that, right?
Yeah, that's a little different. That was with heroin and stuff. In that situation, people actually can just choke on their vomit and stop breathing. Alcoholics, they usually get aspiration pneumonia.
I always vomit into an ice maker. That's my policy.
Always.
Well, almost always. That's
when you can make it.
Whenever let me revise that policy. When I'm in Tijuana and I vomit, it's almost always in an ice maker. All right, I'll tell the story to the guys off the air, and then we'll come back with more Cypress Hill.
Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jamie Kennedy, and you're listening to Loveline with Ace Rockola and Dr. Drew.
That's my rap name.
It's your rap name, Ace Rockola.
I think that works, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, that's pretty all right.
Yeah.
Ace.
Thank you.
That's all good.
Yeah. All right, Cypress Hill is here. Drew is somewhere. We'll get him back in here. We got to take our little 10-second top of the hour station identification, and we'll be right back in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on radio station.
New Rock. KFMA 92.1 FM. Greenville, Tucson.
It is Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. The Cypress Hill CD that'll be out on Tuesdays called 4. Again, available this Tuesday in stores. They're going to have a party and concert, record release party concert on October 11th. And they're going to tell you where it is a little bit down the road, but you can get tickets from Ticketmaster.
Hey, aren't we doing an in-store signing on Tuesday?
Oh, Blockbuster.
Right. Yeah, Blockbuster.
Where's that at? Which one?
In Ladera Heights.
Yeah, Ladera Heights.
Ladera Heights.
From 6
I
to
forgot
6
about
to 8.
that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so they're
another shameless.
There you heard it.
A shameless one.
All right, we're gonna hear an oldie but a goodie in a minute from Cypress Hill, but first we'll finish with Brianna, or at least get started and then finish with Brianna. Brianna?
Hello?
You're 14.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I don't really have a good, connection with people my own age. I've never really been able to make friends with them very easily. We just aren't on the same level. And it makes for a very uneasy situation in, social.
Let me guess, you're more mature than all of them?
I guess, yeah.
No one ever calls and says, I don't identify with people my own age. How come? Well, I'm really stupid.
Immature.
Yeah, I'm really immature, and I should be hanging out with people about 5 years younger. It's always the opposite. And who do you hang out with? How old are the people you hang out with?
When I do actually, connect with somebody, they're, my best friend for a while, she was 24. And we were best friends for a while. We'd hang out and stuff. But
let me kind of tell you the catch-22 of 14-year-olds hanging out with people in the early 20s. You may be the world's most mature 14-year-old, but you get the world's stupidest 24-year-old to hang out with you.
That's why we're not hanging out.
It kind of balances out in a weird way.
That attracts older guys to be looking at this 14-year-old.
Right.
Which is not good.
It's weird, but if you hang out with older people, like I said, it's a catch-22 because you'll hang out with older people numerically, but emotionally, they ain't that sharp. But they're dangerous because they drink, they got a license, and they got their genitalia in full blow.
And in fact, the only ones that would want to hang out with a 14-year-old are the ones that are disturbed.
Yeah.
The ones that are a danger to you.
That's why I said we aren't hanging out anymore.
And
why? What did she do?
Well, she was just kind of creepy, so I just kind of ditched her.
Right.
One of the common reasons that somebody your age would feel different than their peers is if you were sexualized or abused at a young age. Did that happen?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, well, not that I remember. I don't think I was.
That's one thing that happens, and then that also gets you focused on older people, again, to try to control them and act out that old stuff.
Are you a good student?
Yeah.
You're just smart, playing instruments, speak a language, that kind of stuff?
I speak English.
Do people tell you look older than you are?
I guess not.
No.
Not very much.
What about guys? Do you have any dates?
No, not really. The last guy I went out with was it like 2 years ago, and he's downstairs.
And they're good people?
Yes, they're fabulous people.
And you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister.
What are they up to?
My brother's in bed, and my sister's in college.
And you're virgin?
Yes.
You don't do any drugs?
Nope.
Good. All right. You got to dumb yourself up a little bit. Put on some lip gloss. Hit yourself over the head with a bowling pin once. And just
hang out with 17-year-olds if you've got to be out with somebody much older than yourself.
Yeah, but you got to watch out for a 17-year-old guy.
They're just as lethal.
Yeah, but 24-year-olds, you're talking about disturbed people then, though.
Right.
17-year-old, at least it's just the danger of dealing with somebody out of your peer group.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it. Yeah. You can find, it's weird when you get older, it doesn't really matter how old anybody is. They're just idiots, or they're cool, or they're smart, or they're dumb. But it doesn't, whether the guy's 27 or 37 or 47, it really doesn't, it's not a big deal. But because if a guy's an idiot at 27, he's usually an idiot with some gray hair at 47, and an idiot with an inflamed prostate at 67. But age doesn't really matter once you get a little bit older. But at 14, it's kind of a big deal.
Big deal.
And she just needs to find other mature 14-year-olds. All right, let's just take one more call, and then we'll play Cypress Hill call. Marie?
Cypress Hill call?
I mean, Cypress Hill song.
Hey,
thanks,
what's up,
Drew.
Cypress Hill?
What's up?
What uppers?
What's going on? Adam and Drew love the show. Adam, I think you're a hottie, so.
Thanks. We hate the phone.
Ace Rockola.
I mean, Ace Rockola, yeah.
Ace Rockola.
My bad. My problem is, I've been with my boyfriend, been having sex with my boyfriend for the past 8 months, and I have not had an orgasm with him yet. But I've been faking them for some time now.
Good girl.
And
have you had them with someone else?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had them by myself with other people, so that's not a problem. But I haven't had them with him, and if he even gets the slightest idea that I did not enjoy myself, he has kind of like a tantrum like a little kid, and I feel really, I feel bad.
Why haven't you had this with him?
I don't know. He tries, but it's just not.
What do you think the problem is?
It's got to be something mental going on, because that's the only thing.
Well, the guy has a tantrum. I'd say there's something mental going on.
Does he turn you on, though? I mean...
Yeah, I really... Right? I enjoy sex. Well, he's not... He doesn't exactly know. I've tried...
Have you had better?
I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah.
Have you had any better?
Well, yeah. I've told him. I've tried to show him. I've made an all-out effort on, as far as I can do. But if he gets the idea that I didn't have one, he storms out of the room.
Oh boy, what is the you're trying to show him to do that he doesn't do?
Well, to kind of take things a little slower. Men and women don't exactly operate the exact same way. I like, if I like to be touched softer, then I try and show him that. But
he just likes to grab.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't sound like he takes direction very well.
Yeah, I'm putting her on hold because she's calling from the A train somewhere. I don't know what's going on over there. But, see, this guy just sounds like a jackass. Yeah. I mean, basically.
He's intimidated.
He is.
He's intimidated.
Here's the thing, guys. Here's the big mistake I think guys make. Guys approach women how they'd want to be approached. Meaning, a guy likes it fast, a guy likes it hard, a guy likes it rough, a guy likes some friction. And women don't like that. They do once in a while, but normally they like the slow grind.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And they're different. I always put it this way. It's the difference between a man and a woman sexually is like the difference between handling a dog and a cat. When you get a dog, you grab its belly, you rub it, you roll it over on its back, you rub the belly some more, you grab its ears, start tugging on it. The thing grabs the end of a sock, you smack it in the head with the tennis ball. The dog loves it, right? But you do that to a cat, the cat tears off across the room. The cat, you got to put your hand out. Then when it gets in, you got to do real rhythmic,
gain its
slow.
trust.
Yeah, and if you got in and you just start mussing with a cat, like grab its belly and just start doing that, it would just take off. It'd claw you, take off, and screw one of your friends. Oh, yes.
Oh, you don't want that.
So what do you do with a cat? You move slowly. You start slowly, right? No big jumpy movements. You start real slow. That's what guys don't do, and that's equivalent to like foreplay.
Yeah.
Letting it sniff the hand, moving real slow.
Gaining the trust.
And then when you find something they like, just keep that repetition going. Nice and smooth. Under the chin there or just down the back. Don't go against the grain. Don't shift it up all the time. Don't yank on stuff. That's how women want it. But women, unlike cats, they won't just tear off. I mean, they don't know how to say anything about it. They just sit there miserable, and then they fake a meow at the end.
They don't want to hurt the guy's feelings, but
But if this guy's going to have a tantrum and tear off out of the room when she doesn't seem satisfied or something, he just kind of seems. But
how old is the guy?
Seems like more just a sort of overall jackass.
I think she
Marie?
should just tell him.
How old is he?
He's 22.
He should know better.
How old are you?
He should know
22.
better.
And he's inexperienced, right?
No, he's been with other girls before, but I mean, I can't see that. He doesn't know very much about how women like. I mean, exactly like Adam was saying, he doesn't really get the whole concept that we work on two different levels, and
right.
So he's probably had other tantrums before, with other women.
I'm sure he has.
You are. Let me tell you something. You are like the conductor, and he is the orchestra. You can't move that baton too quickly. You got to slow down the tempo. And if he's not going to play along, you throw his ass out of the band.
Yeah, you go find another player.
That's right. Because there's plenty of guys like to sit in that.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's one there's not. There's one that will.
Guys like to blow that oboe. Or something like that. Well, more play that harp there. Blowing the oboe seems a little gay.
Yeah.
You've been blowing the oboe again, Drew? All right, we're going to hear a old one from Cypress Hill because the new one,
the old school,
hasn't showed up yet. Yo,
Chang, where you at?
We are going to haunt you tomorrow.
Chang is driving around with the CD, and
he's playing it to himself.
All right.
He's rolling around and
we're
we don't
gonna
have
to send the APB out for Chang.
We will, until Chang shows up the new stuff, we'll go back a few years and listen to Insane in the Brain. What was that, 91?
92.
92.
93.
93?
93.
Black Sunday.
It's weird, we're about done with the 90s.
We're done.
That sounds bizarre to me.
Scary. Son.
Listen, we're just talking to Cypress Hill about how do you figure out whether people are lying or what you really, if they're lying about your orgasms or what they think of you. And I always thought that the best way to figure out, it won't work with orgasms, but just in general, if you want to know what your greatest outstanding feature is, or if there's something wrong with your hair, or if you're fat, or your teeth are screwed up or something, just cut some kid off on the freeway and see whatever he yells. Because whatever he yells, like, screw you, lard ass, that's what you are. Right. I mean, no one told him you were fat. You know what I mean? And like if you get, hey, Brillo head, whatever it is, a bucktooth, monobrow, whatever the first thing somebody yells at you, that's what everyone's thinking. Because this guy's never going to see you again. He never saw you before. He turned his head. He had about a millisecond to make a quick decision. And whatever it is he yells, that's what you is.
He's not worried about what you think.
No. If he yells fat ass, baby, you're fat. I mean, you know what I mean? If he yells Brillo head, you better put some dippity-doo in that head.
Dippity-doo.
Real first impressions.
It's totally honest. Yeah. Kids will do that, too. Kids,
kids especially.
My friend's little brother went up to. They had a maid that was a big fat woman, and this is many years ago. And he went up to her and he said, as sincerely as he could, Anna, don't sit on that chair. You're gonna break it. It's
man.
like kids will tell you the truth. Oh yeah, and they punch you in the nuts too. That's what I think kids will do. Fernando.
Yeah, hey.
What's going on? You're 15.
I wanted to tell you guys that you guys have a great show.
Thanks.
And I wanted to tell Cypress Hill that they're my favorite rap group of all time.
Oh, thanks a lot,
homie.
And a couple of years ago, maybe like 1 or 2, they had some problems with West Side Connection, and I was wondering what was going on with them.
It's all gravy.
We're cool now. We ironed out our problems, and we're cool now. I actually worked with Mac 10 a few months back on his movie that he's working on right now. So yeah, we ironed it out.
Who's that West Side Connection? Is that Mac 10,
Ice Cube,
and Dub C?
Yeah, you know, the problem began with a particular song we played for him before we released it. He heard the lyrics, and when we came back off a tour, there was a song that he had that had the similar lyrics in it, and we felt like, you know, he took it from us, and he was our friend, so we kind of felt betrayed, so we you know, acted
on it.
We acted on it, as most rappers do, and, you know, it was a big
on wax,
problem.
Of course,
on wax.
Strictly.
We didn't let it get to the level it could have gotten, as we've seen in rap how it does.
What's on wax mean? I mean, I know, but Drew's not hip.
On records.
Oh, on records, yeah.
You know, kind of.
You can trade back and forth.
Yeah. You know,
The
bringing the
old
beef
school
on
battles.
record. You know, which is a lot safer than taking it to the street.
Right. All right, Fernando, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Are you going to get the new CD when it comes out on Tuesday?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, good. Take care. Let's see, we'll sell this one. Sarah.
Yeah.
You're 18. You're on with Cypress Hill.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. Drew, we ought to settle our differences on wax.
No, we got to go
yelling at each other.
I'll be
every
the
day.
Don King. I'll produce both records, and, you know.
Oh, you guys won't make any
Put it on pay-per-view.
Sarah?
Okay, my problem is that I hate sex, but in a way, I'm, like, addicted to it. I always have it.
That's a contradictory statement.
That's the normal person that age would act out sexually a lot.
Yeah,
female.
I've never, ever had an orgasm or haven't ever enjoyed it, and I was wondering why I feel driven to have sex.
All right, and you've been with a few guys?
Quite a few, yeah.
Okay, we're going to gamble.
Yeah.
True, that seems like an easy one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll gamble on her past. You guys get a buck out. We'll go to break. We'll have a good time with this. And by the way, you know, if a guy had sex and never had an orgasm, that'd be it.
He would never do it.
You understand?
No, he'd be a porno star.
It'd never be back for a second time.
If he didn't like it, he wouldn't do it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the difference. I mean, women, at least Sarah, she needs to. If a guy did it a few times, never had an orgasm, didn't like it, that'd be it.
Yeah.
There'd be no more of that.
Curious what it feels like, right?
No. We'll teach you about it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you go gay. That's right. True. All right, we'll be back to gamble on Sarah after this.
Loveline will be right back.
And this is Kyle Broslowski from South Park. And you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right, we're back.
Put your money down.
Ante up.
Cypress Hill is here, and we're going to do a little gambling. Now, Drew, did you tell the boys how we play?
Yeah.
And do you think they understood?
Well, let's see. You go first, I'll go last.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's just check in with our caller. Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hate sex, and you haven't had an orgasm.
Right.
But you've had how many partners?
19.
19. 19 at 18. Not bad.
Wow.
Whoa.
And you continue to have partners even though you don't really enjoy the sex.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Okay, doesn't have the little girl voice.
No.
Sounds pretty sane, but there's some serious acting out going on, and she's looking for Papa. She wouldn't be with all these guys unless she was looking for Papa somehow, especially if she's not enjoying it. There's a love-hate thing going on because...
Well, it's trying to get power over guys.
And she can do it, probably attractive.
Yeah.
So, Sarah?
What?
You good looking?
Well...
Good looking enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, enough to get that many guys.
Right. You don't have to be any beauty queen. All right, I'm going with
rough. The dominator.
I'm going with Dad. I don't know if there are any like overt sexual abuse. I don't know if there was any. I'm just going with Dad. Dad abandoned.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dad abandoned, abusive. I just go with abandon the family. I'm going with Dad abandon the family.
What age?
5.
Ooh.
Oh, why?
That's what I was going to say.
Who cares what you were going to say? That's why I go first.
Anything else about the abandonment? Or about Dad?
No, just doesn't. It won't keep up.
But what was going on?
Won't pay attention to.
What was going on in that family before he left?
Dad was no. I'm not going with abuse from Dad.
Okay,
just going out of it. Dad abandoned. Never interested in the family. All right, be real. You want to go?
I'll pass the buck to Bobo and
Bobo.
I'll go second to last.
All right, I think that she would see her parents or her mom or father playing around a lot, or maybe bringing a lot of
dad cheating,
or maybe mother, bringing over a lot of guys or something like that, and it's not the thing of like enjoying sex, but just the fact of always having it.
Dad cheating is a pretty solid answer, wouldn't you say, Drew?
Yeah.
Was that yours too?
No,
cheated at 5.
I'm trying to get a feeling from this woman. I'm trying to get a feel.
All right, so let's just go, Bobo. Just go with Dad cheated.
All right,
that's solid.
I like that one.
That's solid. Gloss, you got one?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that one too.
No, you can't stick with that one
because I'm not sharing my money with you.
I'm not sharing no money.
You got to come up with your own. Okay, be real. You got one?
I'm still working on it, but
just go with someone was an alcoholic, something like that. That's a pretty safe bet.
I don't know. I would say I'll take the high odds here. I doubt it, but maybe she's just curious and maybe too curious.
All right,
there's no such thing as that. Be real.
Well, hold on a second. There you go. Wait a minute. Be real. You can go with parents still together and no visible abuse or alcohol. Normal family. That's not a bad. That's not a bad bet.
I don't think it could be a normal family.
That's right.
Yeah, but she might tell us it's a normal family. Do you see? That's why it's a smart bet.
Okay, I'll take the smart bet. There you go.
All right, you'll go with Sarah's in denial. It's not going to tell us anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. All right, Gloss, what do you got? You guys had the whole commercial to work this out. All right, Gloss, I'm going to give you a couple. Dad was an alcoholic. That's always a good one.
That is true.
Stepdad.
Uncle Lou, yeah.
Stepdad felt him up. Stepdad came in, molested. There could be some physical.
You know what? She probably was molested, and she liked it from a young age, and she just took it from there on.
All right. Who did the molesting?
Yeah, let me get just some information. Goes that right? The young little girls that are never abused, never. It is a complete destruction of their personality. It's never anything they like.
Maybe that's why she don't like the sex.
They have to go do it to try to make it right over and over and over again. And then they become strippers and try to empower men, but hate men that submit to that. It's not something they like. Believe me.
Gloss, you go with somebody felt them up other than their dad.
Felt them up other than their dad. Correct.
All right, that's pretty solid. All right, Drew.
I'm getting
my money
bulimic.
Bulimic. Ooh, that's solid.
Yeah, with over-involved parents that are sort of detached.
He is thinking hard.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody got to her in nursery school or something. Some around age 7 or so.
Drew called the age that someone was molested. He said 7 on our. What was that last one? Was it? No, it was. This was a couple weeks ago. But you said it was 7 or 8. And what the hell was? What else did you call?
A girl in the neighborhood. I said.
Drew said, "Here's what Drew's call was, just based on as much information as we had." He said, somebody got to her, girl her age, another girl her age 8. Sure enough, age 8, another girl from the neighborhood got.
But wait, I haven't finished this one yet. So and whatever happened in the nursery school was not like overt, but something not right happened to her somewhere along the way. But bulimic now.
Okay, all right. And Drew, you don't want to over-explain too much because. It's like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like that. I can't think of the game show. There's a game show where they explain the answer, and then it turns out to be something completely different, and then they look like idiots. And what is that game show? I'm going to think of it. Sarah.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your past like?
It wasn't that bad. My parents are pretty nice. They're still married.
Ooh.
And my dad is a great guy.
Your dad's a great guy.
Yeah, I didn't get along with my mom.
Mm-hmm. Any kind of eating disorder?
No, never.
Never an eating disorder?
No.
And how about anybody drink in your family?
No, not really.
Why didn't you get along with your mom?
What?
Why didn't you get along with your mom?
I don't know. I think we're too much the same, and we just don't get along. She's really stubborn.
Anybody ever touch you or do anything to you didn't like when you were a kid?
Not when I was a kid.
When did it start?
When I was in high school, I was raped.
How old were you when you were raped?
17.
17.
Who raped you?
2 of my classmates.
Two guys?
Yeah.
And what? You knew them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what was the they were your friends?
Yeah.
What was the situation?
We were all just drinking, getting drunk, and we left town. And it happened out of town in my friend's car.
You guys went on a road trip or something?
A small one, yeah.
But they basically took you out to rape you, right?
I don't know.
Sarah, there's much more here.
Did you press charges?
No, I never did anything about it.
You see?
Yeah. There's something going on.
You never had issues with eating? You don't starve yourself? Never used a laxative or anything like that?
No.
Never?
Never.
And as far as you know, when you were a kid, nobody ever was out of line with you. No one hit you. No one touched you. Nothing like that.
No.
There was no concern about that?
Mm-mm.
You know.
And what, before you were raped, were you a virgin?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's possible that this is all just an outcome of the rape.
But something's not gelling because
I agree with you, but
normal girls that are 17 and virgins, I don't want to say normal, but many girls that are 17 and virgins, their parents are together, they feel good, and a couple of guys rape them, they go to the police, or they report it.
True.
How come you didn't report it, Sarah?
I've never felt close to my parents, basically because of my mom. And so when I got home, I didn't really tell them.
You were afraid
about it.
you were afraid to tell your mom because you knew she would flip out, right?
Yeah.
And have there been other circumstances like that in your life? When things have happened you couldn't tell your parents about?
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
I mean, well, when I was in high school also, before my senior year, I was very, very depressed. Yeah. And they didn't realize how serious it was.
Yeah. You ever try to kill yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lack of communication.
Are your parents religious?
Yeah.
Are they real religious?
Yes.
So you feel sort of disconnected because you're not as religious as they are?
Right.
Yeah. All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's not real specific, although there was a rape involved.
And certainly this could still be acting out from having been through that rape. Here's the message that you need to hear about that rape, Sarah, and that is that it wasn't your fault. These were not your friends. This wasn't something you asked for, and it's something that you should step up and blow the whistle on. And nowhere in your life should you be a victim. Nowhere in your life should you expect to have to do things for other people if your needs aren't being met at the same time or even first.
So now you're sort of trying to make up for that. I think you felt pretty out of control when these two guys raped you, and now you're getting the control back by just being with a bunch of guys.
And validating how unworthwhile you feel about yourself.
Is there anything I can do about being raped? Because it was like more than a year ago.
Yeah, you've been with the 19 guys since that rape?
Yeah.
17 guys. Get in a rape counseling, get in a rape group. I mean, there are many women that have been through what you've been through and can understand and identify with you, and you share with them these horrible feelings that you don't know how to manage. And certainly the way you're trying to manage them is not making you feel better, is it?
No.
Okay.
Do you still see these people?
The 19 people or the...
No, the first two, the rapists.
Oh, no, I don't.
I hope not. And listen, you were in care with a psychiatrist or something when you were in the hospital?
No.
When you tried to kill yourself, you were not hospitalized?
Right, well, I never actually went through it. I just have thought about it a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right, you've never been treated for your depression?
No.
All right, it's time to really step up and get some treatment for all this. This is suffering that's needless and a shame.
And you got to get into some counseling so you can stop acting out there, Sarah. Because I did some math. By the time you're 25, you've been with 157 guys.
And, you know, God knows
the pace you're on.
Are you seeing, she has to see a gynecologist, make sure she doesn't have sexually transmitted diseases, she should be on birth control.
Oh, boy.
I mean, this is a big.
Here's the deal.
Protecting yourself over there?
And I think as she gets into some treatment, we're going to find there's a lot more going on.
Well, here's what we know from this show. There's it's like Drew. It's like some guy coming in the emergency room with a 9-inch gash in his shoulder, and he swears nothing ever touched him.
Right.
and you go, listen, I know because of my training, either a knife cut you or that was a piece of glass or something. No, nothing touched me. Then how did you get this way? Nothing touched me. And that was her first answer. Parents are together, right? I mean, right out of the hole, what was her answer? Parents together.
Everything's
Parents
fine.
are fine. Great parents. No problems.
No
everything's
drinking, no nothing.
Everything's good. No nothing. And we're all sitting here looking at each other because how does someone is acting out like this?
True.
All right, so you start to peel the onion back, and what do you get? Well, I was raped by a couple of guys. I was sort of suicidal. My parents are, sort of religious fanatics. I was very depressed. I hate my mother. Believe me, you don't see what we're saying is you don't get to the 19 guys in the last year with no orgasm and no attachment
without
to it.
There being
without
something.
There's got to be a history.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that was a push, though,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
push.
Or maybe
Yeah.
Be Real gets it for.
We'll call it push because
All right,
you
well,
helped
he
me
was
with
close.
that one.
All right. Well,
You helped me with that one, so we got to call it
my
push.
argument was, and it's not a bad one, and we almost got away with it, is some people are in such strong denial that you win by default.
Yeah.
Like Drew knows there's more going on there, but you can't get to it. They say my parents are fine,
You
no one
gotta
touched
pull it
me.
out of 'em.
Thank God Drew can sweat. Can still sweat a teen. Drew can sweat a teenager better than Richard Simmons sweats a fat old chick. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. Drew, you should really go to work for the juvenile hall. You get people
FBI.
admitting to crimes that they didn't even commit.
Sure.
All right, Cypress Hill is here, and we'll be back after this.
Loveline's phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back.
We are here on Loveline. We have Cypress Hill.
Yes.
Name of the CD, Cypress Hill 4. That'll be out coming up this Tuesday, and I think we're going to get it on Wednesday when their buddy shows up.
Yeah, when you get it,
will you play it at least?
Yeah, and we, here's what we'll do. We'll play a cut when we get it.
Yeah.
And it may not be until, let's see, Andy Dixon here on Thursday. He probably likes you guys. Local H will be in here tomorrow. Maybe we'll play it during Local H. Hey, I hope you guys don't mind when I play. We got a little business to take care of with Cypress Hill.
I could whistle the tune right now.
All right, but we will break the Cypress Hill if we do get it, if and when. Jason.
Hi, I have a question. Well, first off, Adam and Drew, I listen to you every night, and you guys are great.
You've been on hold for 101 minutes.
Yes, I have.
Ooh. Jesus.
You are the...
That is an hour and 40 minutes.
You're the
Drew.
man. You got patience.
Yeah, you Cypress Hill, you guys rock. You guys are...
Oh, thanks a lot, man.
Homie.
Good looking man.
And so do you, Adam and Drew. I listen to you every night, and
Thanks.
I think it's great what you guys do.
Good. What's your question?
Okay, I get real shy around girls, and I've been, real shy all my life around everybody, but it's getting to the point where it's, running my life now, and the way it's kind of, holding me back. I mean, it's hard, for me to call people that I don't know real well, and I can't ask girls to dance, or, just when I see them in the hallway, I'll kind of, look down or to the side and everything, and it's getting kind of, worse, and it's kind of running my life now. And
so far it sounds normal for your age.
Huh?
Normal for your age.
It is?
How old is he?
15.
15.
Wow.
Yeah, there's that horrible...
yourself.
Yeah, there's that, when you're a kid, it's weird. You don't
care.
You don't care about anything. You walk around, you got your hand down your diapers, you're playing with your penis, you're just pissing on someone's leg, or you're just yelling in the middle of the airport. You don't care about anything, and then somehow you get a little self-conscious, and then it's at its pinnacle when you're 15.
All of a sudden you care.
Yeah, you care about what other people think. You think everyone's looking at you, and then for some reason you start to mellow out as the years wear on, and then when you get older, you don't care again. See guys walking around in slippers. You know what I mean? In slippers and pajama bottoms, and they're not wearing underpants. Their hair's all messed up, and they just go, "I don't care. Screw you. I'm old." So Jason,
Yeah.
You're not really going through anything other 15-year-olds don't go through.
Confidence.
I mean, it's been happening for a few years, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm not like maybe as sociable as I want to be.
I think you just got to build your confidence up somehow. Just whatever. Do you have you have sisters, right? Do you have sisters?
Yeah, I have a younger sister.
Oh, younger sister. Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any friends. How old is she?
She's 11.
She can't bring any of those hot 10-year-olds over to the house?
Do you have friends?
What's the group age on your friends?
Huh?
What's the group age of your friends?
It's around my age.
Do you have any friends?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, it will work itself
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Meet people through your friends. That's the most natural and actually healthiest way to do this.
If you see a girl you like, and you want to ask her out, you got to take a chance because you're never going to know till you try it. And who knows, she might say yes, and that'll build your confidence
Sometimes
up.
you might get rejected, but that's
most
what
of the time.
happens.
It'll be about 85, 90.
Yeah, but you got to go through that. Guys go through it.
Exactly.
And the thing is the reason why we never seem like we have a good answer when we get these questions asked to us is because there isn't really a good answer other than just go out there, meet people, and go for it.
Gotta gamble.
I think every guy's gone through that phase at 15 or,
Oh, I mean,
another yes.
And it'll carry on well into your 20s sometimes, too. But what you should do is you should set a good precedent for yourself and get out there and get busy when you're 15, 16. Get used to talking to women. Get used to looking people in the eye. And then you won't be suffering when you're 17, 18.
You don't want to be like that when you're 20.
Build your confidence.
No,
Right.
you don't.
Joe,
Hi.
you're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say hey to Cypress Hill.
What's up?
What uppers?
And I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
About 6 to 8 months ago, when I was masturbating, after I was done, everything had a reddish tint to it. And I just wanted to see if there was anything wrong with that.
Like blood?
Yeah, it was like a blood color.
It turns out that's a real common thing for men to experience once in a
Really?
while. Yeah.
Everything that came out of you, or just everything?
Everything.
Everything in the room?
No.
Oh, okay. Because you could have taken like a red T-shirt and thrown it over his head and
You
land
talking
on the
about
lamp.
semen
or
was
something.
red?
What?
The semen was red?
Yeah.
Did it turn the toilet bowl red? Was there a toilet bowl?
No.
What do you mean the toilet?
I mean, did he do something? Where did he do this?
Sure, that guy's not whacking off over the toilet.
What are you doing?
He's on his mom's bed.
Okay.
Please.
It was in my bedroom.
All right.
Oh, the
And this was
toilet's
on
not a bad. It's not too bad a plan.
It was on something you looked at. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's normal. It's very common, and it's rare that it needs to be particularly evaluated. I usually do recommend that people see a doctor to be checked.
It's normal for the semen to be red?
To even be blood red sometimes.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Not to be all blood, but there to be some blood within it.
Why?
Sure.
I'd freak
What's
out.
normal
There
about
are blood
that?
vessels that break into the collecting system.
Oh, man, I would freak
Me
out.
too.
Me too.
If I saw
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it's a good idea to have a doctor just examine your testes and your prostate, make sure everything's okay. But
Examine the testes.
but it's a very common thing, and it's not typically indicative of anything unless it persists.
Okay.
And it's certainly they would check your urine to make sure.
Is
it's
it
not
has it persisted?
No, it just happened once, and I tried to call you guys when it happened, and I couldn't get through, and then I got real busy I was working nights. And,
Were you going at it extra hard?
not really.
You weren't being real vigorous?
No.
All right. All right, if it stays red, you have to see a urologist and switch to red gym socks because that thing you ain't going to be able to mop up with a white pair of gym socks with that like red stripes down the thing. Was that right, Drew?
Whatever you say.
Check those, not these.
You know, it's funny. I got a. I don't know if you guys, Drew, you be honest. Would you admit to this? I'll ask Cypress Hill this. You know, for the first time in my life, about 3 weeks or a month ago, I got a maid, and she comes every Monday, and the problem is the first thing she does is go right for the laundry basket, and there's a lot of stuff going on in that laundry basket that I don't, I need first shot at the laundry basket. I got to figure out, I got to see what's in there, what I did, what I used, because once a sock or underwear comes off of me, it's free to be used for anything until it gets into the washing machine.
Yeah.
I'll wipe my ass with a sock. I'll wipe my belly with a sock. I'll take my underpants. Like if I spill some chili or something, I'll wipe it up with my underpants. It's a free rag. It's like a free ride I get. I can use this as anything. anything until it gets into the washing machine, and she just goes.
Does she understand that though?
I think she's beginning to understand it. Yeah,
to get the gist.
Because she goes right for it, and I'm always trying to like cut her off, but I'm always on the phone or something. She goes right for it, and the stuff's like spot welded. The sock's been welded to like something. She has to, they come out in a big cube. She's got to take like an axe handle and break it apart just to get it into the washing machine.
You need to make a clause for your maid. All things found in the laundry basket are confidential.
She must freak out over the chili stains.
It ain't pretty. It just is.
The chili stains must really get it.
It ain't pretty what's going on in that basket.
What kind of rash is that?
And it's sad, but I got to get the stuff. I got to get this stuff first. The other thing she found was when Ron Jeremy came in here.
Okay.
Ron dropped off a life-size or slightly larger than life-size version of his penis. They sell them at porn stars. It's actually they sell them at the porn stores. It's actually his penis.
Yeah.
God bless the penis. And he gave it to me. And I don't like to throw stuff out. And this thing's got to be worth $50. I mean, it's $50 worth of plastic in the thing alone. Even if you had the thing recycled, you'd probably get $45 for it. So I take the big Ron Jeremy penis and balls, and I bring it home with me. And my first thing is I'm looking at it while I'm in my garage, and I'm saying, I don't want this thing float around my car too long. Because, I'm going to get pulled over. Someone's going to sit on it. It's going to go up their ass. I'm going to have a lawsuit here. So I take it, and I bring it up to my house with me. And then I think, okay, where am I going to store this? Am I gonna put it like in a cupboard? Where I better bring it into the bedroom, I'm thinking, because that's where the least traffic is. And I end up setting it up on a shelf in my closet. Maid pulls a sheet down, and thing lands on her.
Oh.
That's like her first experience after the hampers Ron Jeremy's penis. And I noticed it fell off the thing because it's in a different place than it was last time I was there. But I don't know. Do I bring it up? Because now I look guilty if I bring it up. Now and by the way, there could be no excuse for having Ron's penis in your closet.
It's one of those catch-20 things.
Right.
She already stumbled on it.
Right.
It looked like it was trying to be hidden.
Right.
And now if you confess to it's not really what it seems, but
right,
I own it.
She might be excited.
Her English is pretty good, but not so good that I could get into the whole radio show and Ron Jeremy. It would take me too long to explain. I'd probably start sweating in the middle of it.
Something you got to live with.
All right. Well, I'll just have her killed later by one of my men. All right. Cypress Hill is here. We're going to be right back with them.
You have 5 seconds.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
2.
Back in a minute.
1.
It's coming. It's just going to be here when we're not here.
When we're not here.
Well, I swear to God, you get us that CD at any time this week, and we'll play it. So that's all you got to do.
That's no problem.
Also, let's see. They're going to do on Tuesday night. Where's that signing going to be? Blockbuster?
Blockbuster in Ladera Heights. I don't really know the
Sentinella
streets.
or something like that?
Yeah, Sentinella and
Sentinella.
Is that 6 to 8?
Yep, 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yeah, I'm going to be real. This $1 kind of worked.
Okay,
I want like a newer one. Is that cool?
You guys got them soda machines over there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
Good excuse, right?
All right, and also they're going to have themselves a little record release party and a concert on October 11th, and you can get your tickets through Ticketmaster, and that'll be out here in Southern California somewhere. Don't worry, it'll be near your house. Thanks, guys, for coming in. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for having us once again, and we enjoyed ourselves.
We'll see you on the TV, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.